All right. Facebook Live attempted to go again. Something happened. My internet feed just fracking died on me. So Facebook Live going again. Podcast audio going again. Just restart the whole gosh darn thing over. Like I don't have to get work in less than an hour. Well, which like this is work now, and then I have to go to the factory work, the primary income. All right, now so what the fuck was I talking about? The the People of Light campaign. Like, is it real? I don't think it is. I think it's a troll job coming off of that comment section in Breitbart.com. It seems very similar to that to that Operation Lollipop business. You know, where they just kind of go out there, create fake characters, but that with Operation Lollipop, they would create like fake black feminist characters, and their best impression of creating fake black people would be like, we blacks are offended by the, it's like, yes, that's how we talk. That's how I open up every podcast. We the blacks do not want whitey. They say whitey when they're trying to make fake black characters online. It's ridiculous. Like, I think Chris Rock's like the only motherfucker still saying whitey. But I think this People of Light campaign is that, but they're creating fake white characters, which they don't have to. They could just be themselves. And there's a cat scratching at the studio door, but I can't let them in here. There's just too much shit they can knock over. And cats knock over shit for real. All right, there's what's that random butler over there in the joint, and then also there's Becky with the WaterGate. Apparently, there's a new WaterGate, and Becky for Trump that bugs out, and also need to change how I'm covering trans rights. But again, with this with this People of Light deal, this Information for Liberation website picked it up, and it doesn't look serious there. These little like internet posters they made, they really just look like memes. And the stuff, like, it looks deliberately laughable. Like, I think that this should be ignored until there's like a physical march in the streets of physical white people who can be pictured and identified. You know, because right now it's like, who's making these memes and calling them posters? Like this, stop using the W word. We aren't white, we are people of light. That doesn't look serious. You know, was this one where there's two hands, an Afro hand and a Euro hand, coming together to make a star with a light, clearly like light behind it. And it says, people of light, people of color, working together to conquer the stars. That doesn't look serious. And another one, it has emojis. One of them is angry, one of them is inquisitive, and one of them is has a light bulb over its head, like, ooh, hey, new idea. I can't stand emojis. And this is before you call someone white, stop and use hashtag people first language. Call us people of light. This does not look serious at all. This People of Light campaign, if you will. And even Pathos picked it up. Pathos, like a sort of like atheist news and coverage website, just coming from people who are not religious. I wouldn't say practice atheism, because what the fuck is that? Do I go back to the motherland of Athea and dance the dance of the atheist and eat the atheist cuisine and engage in traditional atheist cultural practices? Like, there is no practice of atheism. And that's silly. I mean, that's why I almost never say the greatest black atheist on the show anymore. I used to open the program like that, and no. All right, but yeah, and this and Pathos, you know, they really dug into it and found that it came from a 4chan comment section, and the actual fucking person that made the comment, their screen name in the comment section on the Breitbart.com is Russian Bot 272. Like, you have to understand that this is probably very much so a jokety joke. And what is this? Sam Loco over there said, as a person of paleness, I'm not sure this isn't a bit. What is that? I have the glaucoma. Let me get closer to the screen for a moment. A bit unwieldy. I don't know that word, UK man. You gotta use American words. Is it a little funny style? Use American vernacular. I don't understand what you're talking about. And I think just in context, I think he's saying that for white people, this probably isn't that weird. That is good context. It might not be that weird. Now, let's get over this. The People of Light campaign. I need to see a march. Now, going at News4Jax, and there appears to be a misgendering afoot. And I mean, as usual, here we go. Trans woman murdered, and this is in Jacksonville, Florida. The news website News4Jax has the story up, posted by journalist Destiny McKeever, a multimedia journalist, and Roy Tyler, a web producer, got this article up. So, police, a transgender victim killed at Bay Meadows Hotel. All right, body found at Quality Inn. Ooh. Excuse me. Jacksonville detectives seek man in beige car, which I think man is probably the perpetrator. So police are investigating the shooting death Sunday of a person they described as a man in his 20s. Okay, and who they believe identifies as a woman. So they're sort of civil misgendering type shit going on here. The shooting, excuse me. The shooting took place at about 1 p.m. at the Quality Inn on the Dix Ellis Trail in the Bay Meadows area of the South Side. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office has not named the victim or said how many times she was shot. Okay, so it looks like the police are misgendering, but the journalists are not. Police interviewed witnesses and were working to get a description of the gunman, who was initially described only as a man driving a beige car. Detectives did not evacuate the hotel, but blocked off the area where the homicide is believed to have been taking place during the investigation. While the victim has not yet been officially identified, Paige Mahogany Parks, a leader in the transgender community, told News4Jax she knows the victim is transgender. This would mark the third transgender person killed in Jacksonville this year. Jacksonville isn't even like a big city. Another transgender victim was shot earlier this month, but is recovering. A Jacksonville Sheriff's Office spokesman told News4Jax earlier this month that they had no reason to believe the previous shootings of transgender women were connected. They're sociologically connected, transphobia. So there is that connection, but I understand it may not be a one particular serial killer targeting these women. All right. So he said no reason to believe the shootings are connected, but Parks is frustrated that there have not been arrests in any of these cases. Quote, I'm very angry. Celine Walker was the first transgender woman killed in February, and they are still sitting on the case. I went to City Hall last week. They didn't tell me anything, end quote. A Trans Lives Matter rally for a call for justice for transgender lives who have been murdered is set for 7 p.m. Wednesday in the Duval County Courthouse. I'll actually copy and paste that that small bit of information and put it in the comments section of the Facebook Live. Go ahead and paste that in there and enter. Good. Now, you see what's going on there, right? Like, this is just over and over again. Just cover the news story, trans woman murdered. Cover the news story, trans woman murdered. I pretty much almost always get black trans woman murdered too. So cover the story, black trans woman murdered, black trans woman murdered, Filipino trans woman murdered. Cover the story, go to the next story. It's a series of obituaries. It's not even coverage anymore. It's just kind of like just cross-pollinating the story to a point where, I mean, who's finding it other than people that are just already looking for it? So I don't know another way to cover these stories, but I know that what I'm doing right now is wrong and not productive. It's or maybe not wrong, but it's not as good as it could be. It's not as useful as it could be. Not as impactful as it could be. Yeah, because like I said, it's a series of obituaries. That's what these are, dude. Murdered, can't find the suspect, or suspect arrested. You know, in one of them, somebody's going to prison. We recently covered in a full evening wine cellar program, and I've got to find another way to cover these. And I think maybe covering trans rights, I need to find trans people that don't have platforms, and bring them to this platform and spread their voices, like while they're still alive. You know, come here, come over to the wine cellar and say what you got to say. You know, or like, you know, some of these folks are organizing, some of these folks are activists. Come and let folks know where an event is going to be held, or an action that's going to be taken. You know, come to this platform, or if you don't want to speak, you know, come tell me, and I'll spread it. You know, but right now, just this series of black trans woman obituaries, it doesn't really seem to be very productive. That's all I'm doing here, and I've got to do something much more useful than that, is what I think. Yeah, there's Jess Loco over there up in the joint. Oh man, oh, what did this Sam Loco said something else. Said it's a trans woman of color genocide. Yeah, just yeah, and it's over and over again, and I'm just like, all right, let's go to this city and cover this one. Yeah, not good how I'm covering these. All right, now let's go over here to WaterGate, because I do need to get ready for work. Doobie doop, skibby flibby jibbity doo.
This woman don't want to let a little girl sell some water. She calling police on an 8-year-old little girl. You can hide all.
And people are calling her Permit Patty, it appears to be. And I don't know. I want to know what her actual name is. Like, what's this person's name? Let's call her by her name, first and last. All right. So, and she doesn't like there's a little black girl selling bottled water. I think it's across from a stadium in an apartment. And a white woman gets on the phone, and she literally like ducks down, like actually tries to hide around the corner. It's a little weird.
This woman don't want to let a little girl sell some water. She calling police on an 8-year-old little girl. You can hide all you want. The whole world gonna see you, boo.
Yeah, and illegally selling water without a permit? Yeah.
On my property.
It's not your property. You're on.
That was so weird how she ducked down, but then like popped up like mad confident after, like, illegally selling water? Yeah, this is scummy. Very, very scummy. And then there's this other one, doobie-doop, because in my searches I have racist white woman as keywords that always come up, so I find these. Doobie-doop-doop-doop. This one. Where's the Trump supporter? And she is. This is off of The Guardian, and it's a YouTube video embedded in The Guardian. The other one was an Instagram video embedded in the New York Post. And quote, rapist, animal, drug dealers. A woman yells at a Latino man in echo of Trump. Let's see. She's going to say a lot of things that make a lot of sense in 35 seconds.
No, dígale, ella está viendo, dígale, ya vio que acabamos. No.
Oh, wow. So she had her finger in his face saying, come here, little boy, come here, little boy. And talking about what he's doing in everybody else's yard. I'm going to bring the music down and try to bring this audio up. Not a very good quality video.
I don't know why you hate us. Why do you hate us? Because we're Mexicans? We're honest.
Yeah, she really just said, because you're Mexicans. So keep in mind, he said, why do you hate us? First thing she said, because you're Mexicans. That's what she said to begin. All right? That's her big opener. That's how she's coming into the game here. Coming in swinging.
There's people right here. Why do you hate us? Because we're Mexicans? We're honest people right here.
So he said, we're honest people right here. She said, haha, yeah, rapist and animals. Which I don't know about you guys, but like, if I think someone is a rapist and I'm particularly vulnerable, I wouldn't be that close to him. I don't think I would be.
Rapist? How many people have I raped? How many?
He said, how many people have I raped? She just said, drug dealers. And then he said, how many drugs have I dealt?
How many drugs have I dealt? Huh? Oh, yeah?
And then something else she said was inaudible because she's not really projecting her voice very much and she's not facing the camera.
You believe everything you see on the news? You see how we're working hard right now?
We're also pulling it in everybody else's yard.
Now, because they're quite literally working. I think that it sounds like from the equipment I'm hearing, it sounds like they're doing landscaping work. And so he said, you see how hard we're working. And then she said something inaudible in everybody else's yard. Maybe working in everyone else's yard. It's like, yeah, like we know that there are racist white men out there, but racist white women slide under the radar for real.
No, dígale, ella está viendo, dígale,
Look, here.
dígale, ya vio que acabamos. No.
Yeah, and then she starts like putting her finger in his face and saying, come here, little boy. And then the video clip cuts out. That is fucking bugged. All right, I need to wrap this up and get out there and go see if the cats are breaking shit. Okay, just taking a look. All right, I'm not missing any comments in the comment section. All right, that is Morning Wine Cellar at June 26, 2018. And there was no evening wine cellar last night, Monday night, June 25th, because what we did, I took Katie Halper's RSS feed and loaded it into our feed, sort of cross-pollinated it. And because we were on Katie Halper's program, like last week, 2 weeks ago. But Katie Halper pre-records, edits, and then drops the episodes, public episodes, and she does Patreon-only content. And the public portion of the episode we did with her, I had that in place of Morning Wine Cellar. That way I could try to get some energy back up, Jesus Christ, and watch a little comedy show and do a little like behind-the-scenes soundboard work. All right. Have a good one. Facebook Live. End.